After a disappointing exit in the wild card round, the Green Bay Packers are gearing up for an offseason filled with potential and promise. The organization is not resting on its laurels. Rather, it's actively seeking to enhance its roster as it eyes a return to prominence. The latest buzz from the Packers camp centers around their recent acquisitions of defensive back MJ Devonshire and tight end Luke Lachey, both of whom have been claimed off waivers. What does this mean for the team's future? And can these players provide the spark that Green Bay desperately needs? I want to hear from you. Where are you watching from, and what do you think about these moves? Starting with MJ Devonshire. He was initially a 7th-round draft pick by the Las Vegas Raiders in 2024. His journey has been anything but straightforward. After being waived in 2025, he bounced around the league, spending time with the Carolina Panthers and Baltimore Ravens before landing on the Buffalo Bills practice squad. Yet, despite all this movement, Devonshire has yet to make a mark in the NFL with no recorded stats to his name. The Packers must see something in him that others haven't. Perhaps it's his potential or the untapped talent that he brings to the table. On the other side of the ball, we have Luke Lachey, who was selected by the Houston Texans in the 7th round of the 2025 NFL Draft. Like Devonshire, Lachey faced a similar fate, never stepping onto the field for his original team. Yet, the Packers' interest in both these players suggests they are looking to unearth hidden gems. Analyzing the defensive back position, it's worth noting that Green Bay finished the 2025 season ranked 11th in pass defense, allowing an average of 194.1 yards per game. While that's commendable, the competition is fierce, and Devonshire will need to demonstrate exceptional skills to secure a spot on the roster. The defensive backfield is crowded, and every opportunity counts. Turning to the tight end position, Tucker Kraft's injury could pave the way for Lachey to showcase his abilities. However, he faces the daunting task of climbing a steep depth chart. The tight end role is crucial in Matt LaFleur's offense, and the Packers will need someone reliable to step up. Lachey has an uphill battle ahead, but the Packers' decision to bring him in indicates they believe he has the potential to contribute. As the offseason progresses, expect Green Bay to continue shaking things up. The addition of Devonshire and Lachey is just the beginning. It's a clear signal that the front office is committed to strengthening the roster in every way possible. With the 2026 campaign on the horizon, every practice, every rep, and every chance to impress will be vital for these players and the entire team. The Packers are determined to reclaim their position atop the NFC North, and with new faces in the locker room, the stage is set for an intriguing offseason. What do you think of these signings? Will they have a significant impact, or are they simply depth moves? The answers will unfold as we move closer to the season. Now, let's shift gears and dive into another critical piece of news that could shape the Packers' future.
The Green Bay Packers are making strategic moves, adding cornerback MJ Devonshire and tight end Luke Lachey off waivers to bolster a roster that still has some glaring needs. Fans, where are you watching from? We want to hear your opinions on these additions. The reality is, while the Packers drafted 6 players and brought in 10 undrafted free agents, the job is far from done. General Manager Brian Gutekunst himself stated that he never feels like he's checked every box, emphasizing that the roster is a continuous work in progress. This admission raises eyebrows, especially considering the 2 positions they've just addressed. It highlights a genuine need for depth and skill at cornerback and tight end, areas that are critical for the team's success moving forward. Let's dive into the details of these new additions. MJ Devonshire, a name that may not yet be familiar to many, was a 7th-round pick by the Las Vegas Raiders not too long ago. However, his journey in the NFL has been somewhat turbulent. He spent his rookie season on the Raiders practice squad before bouncing around teams like the Carolina Panthers and Baltimore Ravens, and most recently, the Buffalo Bills. Yet, despite this rocky road, he showed promise during the preseason. In fact, he delivered an impressive performance for the Ravens last year, allowing no completions on just 1 target during 30 defensive snaps, earning an elite 82.0 PFF coverage grade. This indicates that he possesses the potential to contribute significantly, especially when you consider the struggles the Packers have faced in their secondary over the past seasons. On the other hand, Luke Lachey comes in as a much-needed inline tight end. Gutekunst openly acknowledged the need for this type of player after the draft, and with Lachey, they might just have found a solution. At 24 years old, he was also a 7th-round pick, this time by the Houston Texans, and like Devonshire, spent his rookie year on the practice squad. He participated in 3 preseason games, primarily serving as a blocker, which is what the Packers are looking for. His stats show that he was on the field for 56 passing snaps and was targeted 5 times, achieving a respectable 81.3 passer rating. While he may not have made a splash in the regular season yet, he could be the type of player that fits into Matt LaFleur's scheme, providing necessary support to the offense. These moves, while minor on paper, signify Gutekunst's relentless pursuit of value, and they reflect a broader strategy of shoring up weaknesses in the roster. The Packers are not just resting on their laurels after the draft, they are actively seeking to enhance their team's depth and capabilities. For fans, this should be a comforting sign that the front office is engaged and responsive to the needs of the roster. As we continue to analyze how these players will fit into the larger picture, it's crucial to reflect on the implications for the upcoming season. The addition of Devonshire could provide much-needed competition in the secondary, possibly pushing existing players to elevate their game. Meanwhile, Lachey's presence could solidify the tight end position, which has been a point of contention for the Packers, especially considering the reliance on receiving options in the offense. The Packers are clearly not finished yet. With training camps approaching and the season on the horizon, the urgency to solidify the roster is palpable. Gutekunst's willingness to explore every avenue for improvement is a testament to his commitment to the team and its fans. Before we transition to the next segment, it's important to ask, what do you think of these moves? Are they enough to make a significant impact as we look toward the season? Let us know your thoughts. As we dive into the Green Bay Packers' future, the excitement surrounding the 2027 draft is palpable. With an impressive 11 draft picks on the horizon, fans are left to wonder what this means for the current roster. The speculation is thick. Who among our beloved players might be donning a different jersey next season? This is a crucial moment for the franchise, and your thoughts matter. Where are you watching from, and what do you believe will happen? Let's kick things off with a look at Valentine. He's been likened to a budget version of Rashid Walker, a 7th-round gem, no doubt, but unfortunately, he hasn't shown enough to warrant a second contract. Last season was a struggle for him, especially after Micah Parsons went down. The Packers may not have found a suitable replacement this year, but you can bet they'll be hunting for one come 2027. It's a harsh reality, but the truth is, the clock is ticking on Valentine's time in Green Bay. Now, Musgrave is another player whose future hangs in the balance. He embodies the kind of high-risk, high-reward selection that Gutekunst has become known for. While his athleticism is undeniable, the question remains, has he developed the skills necessary to make a significant impact? The lack of improvement in his production when Kraft was sidelined raises red flags. Unless he pulls off a miraculous turnaround this season, it seems the Packers may need to consider other options in the upcoming draft. And speaking of draft misfires, let's talk about Marshawn Lloyd. Since being selected in 2024, he hasn't seen meaningful game time, which is a tragedy considering his college tape showcased true RB1 potential. The door isn't completely closed. If he can finally shake off the injury bug and deliver this season, he might carve out a spot for himself beyond 2027. However, history suggests that the odds are stacked against him. Then there's Hopper, a pick that left many scratching their heads at the time, and the last 2 years have done little to change that perception. Even with Quay Walker's departure, the Packers opted for Zaire Franklin instead of giving Hopper a genuine opportunity to shine. He will need to prove himself in training camp to avoid being part of the roster cuts next season. While I feel fairly confident about the first 4 names on this list, the next 2 are more uncertain. Jacobs has filled in admirably for Aaron Jones, but his performance last year suggested he might be slowing down, compounded by some injury woes. Given his age, it wouldn't be shocking to see the Packers scout for a replacement in next year's draft. The structure of his contract provides Green Bay with several exit options each year, which puts Jacobs' future in jeopardy. Hargrave presents a similar situation. His performance with Minnesota was less than stellar, but a reunion with defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon could spark a resurgence. Still, just like Jacobs, Hargrave's contract has an out after the season. If he doesn't turn things around, it could very well be a one-and-done scenario in Green Bay. As we look ahead to the 2027 draft, the Packers find themselves at a crossroads. The potential influx of fresh talent could mean bidding farewell to some familiar faces. The anticipation is building, and as always, the Packers' loyal fans will be watching closely. So, what do you think? Who do you believe will be moving on? Join the conversation by commenting below on where you're tuning in from and share your thoughts on the Packers' future. Don't forget to subscribe for all the latest updates and insights on our beloved team. The road ahead is filled with possibilities, and we're all in this together as we cheer on the Green Bay Packers.